There's a lot of running around the stage. That's about it.
Somebody's got to run around stage, though.
That reminds me of my old theater days. Never actually did any of the, opera or anything like that, but I do miss those days sometimes. But I can't really complain.
We went to, I think 2 weeks ago, we went to a thing they have in our city called Beer and Ballet. That's just a...
That sounds way better.
Let's say that sounds like a recipe for a fun time.
So the local ballet, they do 3 short intermissions rather than a long intermission, and they sell beer, fund the theater. Some beer company,
Sun King,
sponsors them, gives them bunches of beer to sell, and then whatever beer profits they get, they use to fund their happy-go-lucky endeavors.
It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty clever. All right, gentlemen. I think I'm fully awake. We'll see. But who wants to update these 2 operatic gentlemen from last?
Well, we moved forward. We got into a fight with a couple of other spiders.
only one of you died.
Only one of us almost died. And that was me. Nearly got my character killed outright due to a bad dice roll and a critical hit at the worst time possible.
That was a hell of a hit.
Yeah. But she managed to survive.
Rolen did take a hit hard enough to knock him back into his non-spider form.
That was true, yeah.
You took 30 damage from a single hit.
He had...
Yeah, we accidentally started fighting 2 beholders, but we killed them. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. We had like knockoff beholders who who came after us.
He didn't take 30 points of damage. He was already wounded, and so he had... I think he took 19 points of damage, and his hit points were 17, and the damage exceeded by 13.
Yeah.
I know Ophelia tried to get the beholders to stand down and become part of her best friends club, but they weren't having any of it. So.
I'm fairly confident that would just instantly kill Kosjurkis.
The Ophelia's Best Friends Club, is that what it's called?
Is that the name of our party now?
And then after killing the 2 spectators, I think they were called, they were defending 2 chests, which both ended up being mimics.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Talk about out of the frying pan and into the fire.
You gotta mimic something.
So where's this epic loot I was promised?
Well, we're going to find out right.
It wasn't epic. It was general loot. They had a number of coins and general equipment, not magical swords and whatnot.
Oh, man.
Nonetheless, I'm going to...
Bits of dead adventurers.
You know, it is, it's some of it's damage. Some of it's damage.
I don't really know how mimic digestive tracts work, but...
Nonetheless, I'm adding it to the party sheet right now. It includes 2 platinum pieces, 17 gold, and 23 silver after you guys chase it down as it fell out of the mimics. Included are a damaged drow shield shaped like a spider web that has a bite taken out of it. You can't imagine what could have bit through a shield. A suit of a chain shirt, which has 3 holes through it. Pardon me, 3 holes through it. And maybe something like a circular I-beam, possibly. For the record, that shield is a damage shield, giving you 1 bonus to armor class instead of 2. The chain shirt gives 11 armor instead of 13 because it does have multiple holes in it. 2 alchemist fire flasks, 7 crossbow bolts, 2 nets of some type of aquatic design. Shortly after you gather it up, Shushar does inform you that it is a Kawatoan net, as is spear is a Kawatoan spear. You find 4 days of travel rations and a war pick, which Jim Jar says is of Sphere Nebula. And that is your liquor. You guys can divvy it up if you desire. Do bear in mind, as it stands now, Bupido is unarmed, and a couple people could probably, if you're not using equipment, could probably use equipment.
Everyone else can take stuff over me. Rolen should be good for a while.
Well, we could always use the rations. That much is certain. The fishing nets could probably come in handy as well, especially if we're going to be heading toward the Black Lake. That could help
Shushar, they're battle net. They're made to be used against people. The
so like traps.
The Kawatoans are slavers.
It's like in Gladiators.
They'll throw it over you, and then
well, still that
capture you and sell you to the Dwergar.
Well, that could still be useful in combat. We could just throw a net over the person that we want to, take down and just beat the hell out of them. If it's a humanoid, anyway.
Just kick them.
Yeah.
Then sell them into slavery.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, right?
And more gold for us. I shouldn't say that.
Can I hold on to the Alchemist fire?
That's between you guys.
Go for it.
I do want to at least take the spear and the war pick. We could probably go ahead and give one of them to one of our unarmed guys. And spear is basically just like a pointed quarterstaff. It's got the same versatile properties, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I bludgeon you upside the. I can bludgeon you upside the head, and if I don't bludgeon you, I can take my pointy step and just poke you a couple times with it.
So it does. The spear is not used or designed to be used to bash people. So you can use it if you want to do bludgeoning damage, like a quarterstaff. Yes, you can.
I thought you already made a quarterstaff.
I did.
He does have a quarterstaff. He's trying to get a piercing and bludgeoning weapon out of one.
Oh, sneaky.
Saw right through me like a pane of glass.
When it says flask, does that mean like a hard shell or like a glass shell?
Are you saying can you use it?
Like, is it a metal flask or is it like a metal flask or is it like?
You can make a ranged attack against a creature or object.
Okay.
But you treat it as an improvised weapon, which is disadvantage.
Probably just gonna use this to like pour on things instead of throwing it anyway.
Since I'm in charge of food, I can take the rations unless you just want to leave it on the party sheet.
Whatever's easier for you.
Doesn't matter.
But how will I have a snack while in combat?
No snacks. We sit down for our meals.
It's a day worth of trail mix.
It's actually hard-packed mushroom bread.
Hmm.
How do
Like
you
a
pick up more than
disgusting-
one thing at a time?
Shift.
Shit.
Hold shift when you drag it.
Yeah, I got no
Thank you.
problem. I got no problems with arming up the rest of the NPCs because I think we're pretty much good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really need anything. I'll just turn into a giant tiger.
Yeah, I guess
So,
that's true. I mean,
as
the
it
shield,
stands-
the shield, and the chain shirt. I mean, the chain shirt won't do anything to me, but it does. It is an 11 plus 2 or plus your dex.
I
Can
can't wear
anybody use
metal.
that?
No, I can't wear metal.
So Jim Jar could wear it, and Bupido could wear it. Bupido currently has no armor, no weapons whatsoever. Seraph has a damaged dagger.
Yeah, fuck Seraph.
Has Bupido shown himself to be a caster of any kind, or is he just a lad?
He just
Yeah,
runs
so-
up and punches people.
Yeah,
let's get that
basically he
boy
went
some
up and
armor and
punches.
weapons.
So we could give him the chain shirt and the shield and a war pick, right? And suddenly he's like our fucking frontline fighter.
He's a tank.
Okay. I'll
Give
put
him the stuff and say, "You are now our tank."
I'll put that damage chain shirt on there, and I'll put the weapon. I'll leave his. It'll take me a second to get it all coded. Not too long. You said a war pick is what you want him to have, or
Right.
did you say spear?
I think you said war pick, but
Okay, that's what I thought he said. I just want to verify. All right.
Well, the nice thing about the war or the spear, I won't use it, but like somebody else, you can throw it, right?
You can.
And you can hold it with 2 hands to do more damage.
True. Yep. So if anybody is interested in that,
I mean, I was kind of joking about holding on to it, but I mean, I suppose I could have it just as like an alternate use.
It is a thrown weapon, so
it's a ranged weapon at the very least, right?
Yeah.
right.
See, the trouble with throwing a spear is that if your enemy survives, then they now have a spear too.
True.
Yeah, that is true. Yes.
But
Can't dispute that.
go for it.
Yeah.
All right, so
Who's grabbing the nets? Probably one of those melee boys.
Shushar's trained in them,
Yeah, she's sure. Yeah.
and let's just give this test a roll. Test a weapon a roll. There we go. Got some Bupido damage here,
Hot damn.
and his armor class is knocked up.
Oh wait, he gets a -1.
Yeah, he doesn't have much strength.
Oh.
It's better than nothing, right? So
What about the shield? Who did you want to have the shield? He can use it. I just didn't know if that's who you wanted to have it.
Yeah, I guess yeah. Let him load up. Let him be the frontliner.
Okay, that'll put him at
as
14.
long as he doesn't die.
Do we,
So he-
yeah, right, yeah.
Out of curiosity, does the fact that this stuff is damaged affect it in any way, or is it just?
It does.
Okay.
So how it affects it is the shield only gives +1 to armor class instead of +2,
Mm-hmm.
and the chain shirt gives +1 to armor class instead of +3.
Okay.
So in essence, it's a half a shield and leather armor for calculation types.
Right.
Still better than nothing, though.
Indeed. So I'll go ahead and get Shushar all set up with a net. And if you want anybody to have a club, there is a club that was crafted by your druid.
Who's still unarmed aside
don't-
from myself?
I don't believe anybody.
I'm still unarmed, but I don't really need it.
I mean, technically, Stool is unarmed, but he actually has his.
He's unarmed in more ways than one. He has no arms.
Oh, yes, he has 4 legs. I mean, that's basically like having arms.
If you
So is
want to
that
be
4 arms or is that 4 legs?
You know, I'll let you make that decision.
Because now listen, Tony, we're talking. The potential here is we could put him down in a place, and then he could make 4 attacks in a round.
That is
Oh,
incorrect. He does not have multi-attack.
Oh.
But,
If he has 4 arms,
you
well,
know,
4 weapons.
you
I
just hold
just-
him, somebody hold him, and he just starts swinging. You just carry him forward.
Just like a lawnmower, you just start rotating.
I just have like this mental image of like him having 4 legs, but each leg just kind of ends in a human hand.
Are we talking like normal length fingers or like really creepy long fingers?
You know, I sent you a
Yes.
picture. Anything beyond the picture, you're going to have to just use your imagination.
Yeah, that's fair.
I won't intrude upon your imagination, though. I'll let you imagine as you desire.
Man, I wish I was
Alright.
better at art so I could draw what's in my head of someone just holding Stool by his mushroom cap while he's holding 4 daggers and just flailing his arms.
Given the old whirlwind.
Yep.
Well-
Which one of the goblins is the talkative one? Is that Spiderbait or Yuck Yuck?
Yuck,
Spiderbait. I'm sorry,
Oh.
he's right. It is Yuck Yuck. I said the wrong one. I was scrolling down the list.
It's Yuck Yuck, yeah.
It is Yuck Yuck. Spiderbait is the big one who
Right, who
Oh,
always
for the
makes
draw.
yeah. So Smoke's gonna walk over to Yuck Yuck then and say, Yuck Yuck, you know, I noticed during the fighting, you're not too good with the bow. You know, you miss many times, but you know, perhaps I offer you a trade, yeah. You can have the hand crossbow I have. It's a fine quality. And I'll give you the bolts that I have as well. You can have it all. And then in exchange, you give me the short bow you have and any arrows you have. Yeah.
Spiderbait and Yuck Yuck kind of look at each other, and he says, "No."
But it's good trade, no?
It's not safe to get close to Spider.
Well, yes, but this is but you know you don't hit anything anyways, so perhaps this would be better, yeah.
They'll get you, man.
All right.
This man clearly has no idea what a crossbow is. I love it.
All right. Is there anything else in this room?
Not that you can see.
Did I
I
disconnect
will point.
again? Because I don't.
No.
No.
Okay. I was about to say, because if you sent any pictures over Fantasy Grounds, I didn't get them.
I didn't send any.
Oh, okay.
I will say this: you guys have taken 2 short rests so far. You should make it to the end with 1 more. But right now, Agile Smoke is wounded. Jim Jar is wounded. Indomitable Spirit is wounded, and Rolen the Spider is wounded. Rolen the Actual is also wounded, but that's a separate issue.
Am I in spider form or normal form?
Well, you did not shapeshift back in the middle of that fight because it didn't seem smart to use up all your shapeshifting.
That's fair.
So you are in normal form at the end of the battle, but you have 1 more wild shape.
Okay.
And you guys are probably could stand to do a little short rest.
Yes, please.
All right.
Let's do it up, kids.
This room's probably safe. I mean, it was being defended by 2 spectators and mimics apparently, so I doubt the spiders come here often.
Just a.
Yeah.
It's just a short rest, though. It's not.
Okay.
I'm so incredibly worried now.
Anybody who does not need the rest perhaps should stay on watch in case the gods do something to us.
All right. So I'll apply a short rest to that.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Let's go with short rest. And at the bottom of your sheet, you have the healing option if you need it.
Cool.
NPCs, unfortunately, do not have that option. So they will need to rely on you guys. Jim Jar will need to rely on you guys for healing.
I can heal him up. Use one of my spell slots.
Kosjurkis spends his short rest scouring the room for bits of moss and other little knickknacks.
It's also worth mentioning before we get going full force that the person who hit Rolen hard enough to knock him completely out of spider form was
Kosjurkis,
He's
what
not
are
a
you
fan of
doing?
spiders anymore.
Apparently,
Did you confuse me?
spectators can reflect spells. So he
Oh,
casted
okay.
it at a spectator, and the spectator redirected it at you. Just fuck that guy.
Should have been in my crag cat form. Reflect it right back.
I
Just a
will
never-ending stream of spell reflection.
All right, so
I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds if you want to apply it to what's his name?
Jim Jar.
that sounds good. Level 8, that'll do. Indomitable, you still have 10, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and use my second hit dice.
Oh, at this point, why
To
not?
hell with it. And to say, yeah. The last time I was at 10 hit points, I nearly got hit with that one critical hit. Or I did get hit with that one critical hit, and I nearly died because of it.
Don't be a punk.
Yeah. Hey, I'm attached to my character here. I don't want to see anything bad happen to her.
You said we had one more day of traveling before we're out of here?
Yeah, about 4 more, or 2 or 3 more hours.
Oh,
You're
okay.
getting close.
Okay, I'm gonna save my spell slots then. Yeah. Oh, I guess I don't have any. Never mind.
I don't have any left to say.
There's like 2 of them already checked off. I just cast the spell, so I'm done.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Still got a shape shift.
Yeah, they had to use that to keep you alive.
Fair
I
enough.
didn't remember how many, but there was 1 used. Or 2.
Can't wait
It
till we
was-
level up again.
Alrighty, so as you guys managed to finish tying off and treating with various spiderweb mosses, you guys head out and you travel uneventfully for about an hour and a half. What? We can't have you not getting that fancy travel music, though. That's your travel music. How's that?
Ooh.
No. So you are able to travel uneventfully, and Spiderbait and Yuck Yuck start basically indicating that you guys are nearing the end. As you guys are making your way about the last hour of travel, you guys are traveling through a series of very large corridors, and I'm going to let you guys arrange yourselves how you wish. You're not under attack, so you don't have to go into full defense. Take a second for that to send over. You guys go. That's everybody. You might have to zoom in. I started out zoomed out so you could kind of look around.
Stealth. What speed were we traveling at? We're traveling at like medium or
Well,
normal pace?
Technically the fastest you're going to be able to pull off is for calculation purposes is slow, because you still have Jim Jar and the rest of them.
Can we do stealth checks then or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Or doing stealth.
For those of you who are fast, yeah, you guys can. That overland travel thing only applies for for distances you're actually maneuvering through a specific location, so it's slightly.
Right.
I'm riding on a giant spider, so would I be able to stealth for that?
You can try and hide,
Yeah.
like to not be seen alongside the spider.
I'm super stealthy.
Makes some sense. The spiders get on webs.
He just presses himself into the spider as much as he can, while trying to not think about the fact that it is a spider.
All right. So as you guys are moving this way, doing your best to stay stealthy, with the goblins leading the best they can, or at least guiding, not necessarily leading. Coming out of the tunnel to the bottom left, you're able to spot another group that is traveling along the webs. And when they are traveling, you guys have no light. They have no light. But you guys see each other approximately about the same time. I mean, you guys are good, but at some point, you guys start to have a little issue with your large number of people maneuvering, and they don't seem to be making any effort to stealth. For those of you who aren't zoomed out, you don't need to. You're more than welcome to. But what you see is a group of 4 drow and 4 Qui-Gon. They don't seem to be searching. They seem to be in a tight cluster. And each of the Qui-Gon and each of the drow are carrying packs, like heavily laden packs, almost like they are delivering something or carrying something somewhere, because it's more than you would estimate somebody would be carrying for their personal use. So it's a substantial amount. And they see you at the same time, or nearly the same time that you see them.
I'm
Click,
kind of
click, 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 click.
I think ideally we would not fight these guys if possible, but
yeah, I'm kind of half torn between beating the hell out of them and stealing their stuff and getting the hell out of Dodge. Because I don't think I always say that. I'm not entirely certain if we're equipped to handle this.
I think if we can avoid a fight at this point, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Welcome to my club.
Are we trying to get them to join the friendship club?
My best friends.
Are they heading down the same direction
They're heading
that
the
we are?
opposite direction. They are heading. They seem to have, if you had to guess, just entered the Silken Paths from the opposite direction. They haven't reacted yet. As far as you can tell, they don't have a priestess with them or anything like that, but they are armored and carrying drow weapons and hand crossbows and things of that nature. But they are carrying heavy packs.
Guys, it's a trap. We
We'll
need
just
to
continue on.
just try and pass them by.
All right.
So from where you're at, there's a straightaway tunnel that they're coming out of, and then there's a tunnel to your left and right.
Are they are they coming from the direction that we need to go?
Any of these, you guys are so close to the end that any of these tunnels will take you. They're all pointing towards another centralized chamber on the other end. So pretty much any of the tunnels should take over.
Yeah.
Take
Let's go
another,
left.
or whatever. Yeah, take another way and just avoid them, right?
Yeah.
You do notice random, but they are all males.
Oh, good. That's a good sign, I think. It means they're culturally predisposed to servitude.
Yes.
I resist the urge to blow a raspberry at them as we pass by.
Roll for it, buddy.
No.
All right, let's go.
Ophelia Heine's lagging.
Gonna make some friends. So it does look like they are not heading for you, but definitely shifting to see, possibly to get closer to you or to get a closer look, as they're moving themselves across the mouth of the tunnel you're taking. And they do have weapons, but they haven't drawn any extra weapons upon seeing you.
None of us are wearing any, like, slave collars or anything, right?
No,
Okay.
you guys have long since gotten rid of those.
All right, as fast as we can, we fuck off.
I was about to say, man, casting darkness would have been real useful at this point, but don't have that ability yet.
I could have got them to start punching.
So as you guys hightail it down the way, they just pause and watch you move down the tunnel out of sight. So as you guys are getting out of sight, they're kind of watching you go.
Kosjurkis watches them watching us go.
I'm watching you watch me, you son of a bitch.
4 of my R's are watching Kosjurkis. 4 of them are watching them. Watching us, watching Kosjurkis, Kosjurkis watching them.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. And I have no
Well,
privacy.
It's the NSA.
That's true. Speaking of, I would like to send a picture before the end of the game. I have questions about Canada from my son's little reading book.
Okay.
All of its lies.
Yeah. But anyhow, you guys managed to, choosing to avoid that fight, you guys managed to reach the other end of the silken paths without incident. You guys didn't, they were outnumbered a little bit, but not, and overburdened, and didn't pursue you. And you guys reached the other end of the silken paths with Spiderbait and Yuck Yuck delivering you safely to the other side. And it ends in the almost exact same fashion that it started, with a large antechamber with multiple tunnels. You guys pop out of one of them, and the tunnel seems to stretch off into the darkness with a number of side tunnels. And with that, Spiderbait kind of moves a little bit back into the silken webs. It's been a whole day. He hasn't been able to do a whole lot of web surfing, but Yuck Yuck, on the other hand, says he's glad you guys were able to make it through, and he was able to successfully guide you all the way through, and the spiders didn't get you.
Well, thank you very much, Yuck Yuck. I don't think we would have been able to get past without you and Spiderbait.
He says, if you ever come back this way, he'll teach you guys to surf the webs.
Highly appreciate it.
So there is a little bit of matter of the payment.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we have money now.
Yeah. How much did we agree on again?
Oh no.
It was like a gold a day, wasn't it?
Gold each a day, yes. It was basically 2 gold, unless it took you guys a long time. But you were able to make it across in 1 day. Barely. I was sincerely questioning whether you guys would pick a fight with the drow.
So it's 2 gold that we owe them. Well,
That is correct.
We can take care of that. We can just deduct 2 gold off that party sheet there, and be on our merry way.
They take the gold and thank you. And before you go, Spiderbait wishes you guys good luck and tells you not to let him get you, man. Let him get you.
I say I bow to them in monk tradition, and I fare them well.
Hey guys, I just got a weird phone call. Give me 1 second, please.
Okay.
No problem.
A weird phone call. Mm.
It came from inside his house.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, so my ex-wife called my phone about 2 minutes ago, and I ignored it because fuck what I answered. So they called Tasha. They want to stop by.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, my son forgot his girlfriend's Valentine's Day gift in the car.
He said, "Hey, Mom."
Uh-oh.
It's not a big deal.
Forgetting your girlfriend. Shame.
Well, he got a gift for her. His mother
Saved in it.
his mother forgot to take him over there, and then he brought it over here, and his mother pulled some games, called his girlfriend's mom and said, make it so he can't bring it over until I have him again, until he's back with me. Then he forgot it in my car. And we were just going to we were trying to teach him a lesson because they live 35 minutes away. So we were going to try and teach him a lesson. Like, you forgot it. You need to wait. So I guess they called my phone and then called Tasha's phone. They're like, in our town.
Well, I didn't know that.
We're here, bitch. Can we show up? We're at the end of your street. What the? I don't know. My ex-wife's creepy. That's why she's my ex-wife. But we're
Makes
going to keep
sense.
playing until they show up.
All right. No worries.
Crazy ex-wives. That is funny, though. He answered the phone with Tasha and said, "Hi, Mom. I'm with other mom," which probably made my ex-wife's head explode, which is totally worth it. That is so weird. All right. Moving on for D&D. So you guys are at the end. Spiderbait gives you... Yuck Yuck gives you some advice to move about an hour down the tunnel before resting. The spiders don't hunt outside of the tunnels unless game is scarce. And with the drow moving in the opposite direction, then they probably have sufficient distraction that you'll be able to take a rest.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And believe you guys didn't want to fight the drow.
We're not that suicidal.
Yeah.
At
I
this
don't
point,
pick fights.
at this point,
Okay.
Smoke's gonna walk over to Shimshar and say, Shimshar, just let us know when you start recognizing some of the area as we get closer to, your home. I would very much trust you more as a guide than Seraph, you know.
Shushar says he will. You guys are probably a couple days. You guys have been... This is your 4th day of travel. So you've just completed your 4th day of travel. You're about halfway to the Dark Lake, and then it'll be a couple hours, if he had to guess, for him to kind of get his bearings and then maneuver to the Dark Lake. So I will apply a long rest, and do me a favor. I just want to verify this. As far as I have it marked, I have the guard order set up. I have it written, or various people, but I have the guard order set up as Ophelia, Rolen, Kosjurkis, Agile Smoke, and Indomitable Spirit.
Yes.
And then,
Cool.
Sure.
Or at least.
and then an
Yeah.
associated NPC at the same time. We'll work off the assumption that obviously if we can randomize who's with who, we can work that out later. But that's who I'm showing is Ophelia has the first shift. A long rest in Dungeons and Dragons is technically 10 hours because clerics and wizards have to spend an hour getting ready for their spells after a long rest. And then it's 9 to 10 hours. But on the upside, coming out of a massive 5-mile long cavern chock full of spiders is not the best tourist spot. So you are able to take a long rest without intrusion.
Whoa, that's pretty rare.
It is. Traveling in the Underdark, as I warned you guys ahead of time, is an adventure in and of itself. So.
Just for flavor, during the long rest, Kosjurkis is using the immovable rods as a hammock.
Okay. A little weird, but the food situation. What are you doing for food?
Gotta be rations, right? We don't have the Goodberry spell?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we
No.
at the start of the day, don't we?
No, you use it at the end of the day, if you have the spells left.
Not any. I don't have any spells left till after we took that long rest. But no, I didn't have any spells left. So we can just use the food.
Yeah.
Well, let me check the people. I think you picked up a passenger, but he had some food on him. I don't remember exactly how many days. I can go back and find it. But you have 5 of you, obviously. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 party members now. So that's 11 rations. It's just another mouth to feed. And I assume you're tracking that water and rations, Rolen?
So he didn't have any food for himself? Yeah, I got enough. I got 14.
He did. Go ahead and add 4 to the total, just for ease of tracking. For each, he had water and food for 4 days.
Okay, and then subtract 11.
Correct.
Okay, good.
So we gotta do some foraging the next day. All right.
All right. So, starting out on your 5th day of travel out of Velkenveld, you have moving into these tunnels. Right off the bat, Fargus tells you somewhere near here, within a day's travel or 2, was where his party was ambushed because he fled after 3 of them had been killed and 1 captured. And he doesn't know how long he was running, but it was probably hours before he began trying to run across this area. In that process, he was captured. So it won't be very far before you find yourselves in that area. And they had done battle against more than one group of gnolls.
Did any of your compatriots have further maps or like a key, anything that perhaps would be important for our exploration of these ruins you come to see?
Not that he's aware of. He has the map.
And you're not worried about any of your patriots still being alive, right?
He kind of looks not necessarily emotional, but a little melancholy, and he says that he is not. He asks you if you've ever fought gnolls.
No.
He kind of nods a little bit before he says that gnolls are bipedal hyenas. They bite as often as they use their weapon. And upon killing an enemy, they celebrate by eating it.
Lovely.
Well, yet again, our condolences for your group, but hopefully their deaths will not be in vain.
So he doesn't really, he kind of nods in appreciation, but he doesn't say much else. Now, for the actual plans here, you guys are moving through tunnels that do have some Pharazes. It is definitely lighted, but I am going to need the standard questions: travel pace, foraging, and then navigation rolls. Navigation, we'll start with travel pace.
Just normal, right?
Normal, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Are you foraging?
I will.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, we should do some foraging. I could go and forage, but then I'm usually the one also helping the guide, right?
Can I see again? You said it
Yes.
was lighted?
In these tunnels, you have the Pharazes light that seems to come from everywhere. You guys did experience a little unusualness a couple days ago, where one of your spells caused you, Rolen, to flare brightly with bright light for a full minute.
Yeah. Don't know what the heck that was.
Roland, what do you think? Should you be going foraging, or should you perhaps? Are you rather perceptive and now that you can see? Could you lead the group, or?
I can lead the group, yes.
Kosjurkis is still riding on his shoulders, though.
Okay, so maybe Stool can aid me in doing some additional foraging.
Well, you can only have one group of people forage for one roll at a time, depending on the situation. So you can send out one group to forage or multiple groups, but it's going to be one roll per
I
group.
see.
You're going to have a limit on how much food. If you send out 2 groups, you get 2 rolls, but each group's going to get half the amount of food.
Oh, okay.
There's a finite amount of food each group can carry. So if you want to do 2 rolls, you can kind of split it up. Depends on how you want to do the math, if that makes sense. But yeah, you're going to. Let me pull this up. I'm going to take a short break while I get my son his present. They just pulled up.
Okay, no worries. Yeah.
Yep.
Or maybe I'll just go with Spirit then, and that's a pretty good roll, so I'll help carry stuff.
I was about to say,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I already made the roll, so if
Yeah,
we
I
want
think no, that's good. Yeah, and I think it makes sense that we go out because if something happens to the group and we're on our way back, we have that increased movement speed, right?
Yeah.
So we can get back real quick, or if something happens, we get attacked, we can get the hell out of there pretty quick. Sounds good.
Alright, I'll be right back to you, by the way.
Also sounds good.
Alrighty. Sorry about that.
No,
Everybody
no
step
worries.
away to get a drink.
I'm back.
Perfect.
Tanner will be back shortly.
Alrighty. Let me pull this up. Tasha, they were apparently in the area playing hockey for free. Learn to play
Hockey where?
Honestly, didn't ask.
Did she have all of them?
Yes.
Was Kylie there?
Yes. So, I told you incorrectly, Alex, my apologies. Yeah, each group, you can send a group off. Each group has a finite amount they can gather. It's not cut in half. I realized once I took my headphones off, I made it seem like whether you send 20 off or 50 off, you get the same, and that's obviously not the same. I just was phrasing it very poorly. So if you send a group of 2 off and they roll, they can get up to 5 gallons of food, 5 pounds of water.
5 gallons of food, 5 pounds of water.
That's how water is
Yeah.
carried in the Underdark. It comes in little cubes.
Oh, okay.
Each group has a finite amount they can gather, being 5 and 5. So if you send 2 groups off, that potentially doubles the amount. But as I said, if they're off foraging, especially under the assumption that you're not silly enough to send off somebody on their own, you get attacked. You get a random encounter. A random encounter table spits out 4 Drow and 4 Quaggoth versus Spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then she just gets the hell out of Dodge because fuck
If you guys end up in combat, you have a 50% chance to not be with the group when encountered.
Yeah.
So each group you send off, so you guys know what it's like for actual interactions. Let's say you guys send out 2 groups. So you got the main group plus Spirit and Ophelia going to the left for food, and Agile, Smoke, and Rolen going off to the right, and then the main group. That's 3 separate roles for random encounters.
Right.
Then I would percentile it.
Are we just good with me and Spirit running off and foraging? Or should we send another group?
No, I'm good with just the one group probably, but
Yeah, one's probably fine.
Okay.
Excuse me. How many days of food do we have right now, Tanner?
less than a day.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm foraging for food because we need
So
it.
well, so we
If
might
we
have
make
to...
it to the end of the day, though, then I can use create water and make good berries for everyone.
Right. So hopefully we don't get in a fight, and even if we do, then maybe try and hold the spells.
Yep.
And the 2 pussies will go and get stuff.
Hey,
Like pussycats.
I
Me
know.
too. It's just a
I-
nickname.
I know who
rude.
you were referring to, but still. I couldn't help it act all indignant.
So what was the final decision? Who are the pussies going off to get food?
The 2 cat men.
All right, two catmen. So I need 1 survival check with 2 of you that results in a advantage. We'll see how much food you get.
So should I just roll again, even though I rolled beforehand there?
Oh no, I didn't see that. I saw rolls. I just didn't
Yeah.
actually look at them. And so yeah. Let's see here. Let's pull up the survivability for this area. So you're foraging. As you're moving, you are unable to find food, even with an 18 survival. You can go
Wow.
ahead and roll a second time for that advantage,
Okay.
but you got to beat an 18. I'll give you more information momentarily.
Or should I roll separately because I have a +4? Because we can do that, right? We can do 2
Yeah.
rolls or 1 with advantage.
That's fine. That seems fair to me.
Does that make
What was
sense,
your? Yeah,
Ben?
he disconnected anyways.
Oh, well. Dang it.
There it goes.
You go ahead and roll Agile. And Rolen, what was your survival for? Was that navigation?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh wow,
Yeah.
nicely done.
The +3 is a guidance, so
got it. Give me a D8 Agile.
Mm-hmm. Kidoki. Oh.
And a last but not least, let's see. Oh, you said that 3 was the guidance. So you guys travel for about an hour out, and the whole area is just stripped of all game, small fish. You come across a couple ponds that have fish bones in it that have just been devoured. Just something has just, you find a couple other spots that look like some creature was set upon and just stripped to the bone, piranha style.
Probably the gnolls, yeah.
Eventually, you do manage to find a number of fungal patches that ripple bark, which produces 5 pounds of food, 5 pounds of water.
Lucky.
And then you barely find it. It's kind of tucked back in a crack. At 19 is just enough. So something has definitely been stripping this area of food.
that's 5 of each.
Yes, sir.
Okay, recorded.
And you can do a navigation. You can do a second navigation check. You do get to do it with advantage because you have a guide.
Okay, so just do another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And you said normal pace, right?
Yeah.
Andy's casting guidance on himself.
Anyways, yeah.
What a mad lad.
So you easily, Sarah, are able to navigate your way around. The area is pretty. The area is pretty quiet. It's almost disturbingly quiet. After the high wire antics over the last day, you start moving across, miles and miles of climbing across miles and miles of spider webs. You find yourselves relieved to have solid stone under your feet. About the first hour of traveling outside of the Silken Pass yesterday, you were seeing a lot of spiderweb. You rested. After you set out, there's still remnants of spiderwebs here and there. You do come across a couple things. Numerous cocoons here and there, just in groups of 2 or 3. Occasional dead spider husks just devoured. And you come across a couple gnolls that are half cocooned, a couple that are whole cocooned and just drained of all their fluids. It does give those of you who've never seen a gnoll an opportunity to see a gnoll, although it is a desiccated gnoll. Gnolls are essentially, as described by your new friend Fargus, they're basically bipedal hyena. They are very, very violent. If you don't know anything about hyenas, hyenas are assholes anyways, but that's what a gnoll looks like.
Regular Noel.
Just a straight up gnoll. But let's, I don't know how many of you can see the decal on the back of the screen, but
Just changed like 3 times.
Yeah.
yes, I was changing it. I'm gonna get a gnoll one brought up eventually. It probably won't be today. I have to set it when I bring it in. But other than that, there are no living gnolls. The webbing starts giving way after about 2 hours of travel. There's no more signs of cocoons or anything like that. It's just regular stone starting to split up. It's narrowing. Towards the end of the day, you guys actually stumble into a cavern, somewhat small, with only 2 entrances, the one you came through and another. But this cavern seems to have had an explosion of fungal life. It has a small stream running through it. It's not a whole lot of pretty much anything except tons upon tons of fungus in this cave. Your travel was very uneventful. There wasn't any small creatures. As I said, this area appears to have been hunted bare. After you do reach the end of the day, the still takes a look around before telling you that none of the fungus seems dangerous.
Thanks, Joel.
There's no like animate hostile fungus that he can see.
Nice to know.
Yeah.
But there's no map for this. This is just for your theater of the mind enjoyment. So that would be the end of the day as you guys move into there.
Say I report to the rest of the group that Agile and I couldn't find shit.
Well, Agile, I think when you got disconnected, Agile managed to get a 19 and actually recovers or gets.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I
that's
found
right.
a little bit Spirit. Yeah, remember? It was, but about 5 pounds of water, 5 gallons of food, right here.
So
All
the
food is in liquid form.
Right. Well, Underdark rules.
The ripple bark, I want you guys to remember the type of food you found is called ripple bark. It is basically a sheet of fungus that has the appearance and consistency, for that matter, of rotting flesh. But it's surprisingly edible.
What do you mean surprisingly? I'm a kobold.
For most of you, surprisingly edible.
It's a delicacy.
This is the ideal food substance.
Well, we'll leave that for what it is.
But we don't want to eat this right now, right?
No, I'll cast Goodberry and make water.
Okay. I would like a D20, please.
For me? Okay.
Yes, sir. Whoever's casting the magic.
All right.
Okay. Your spell, that's for Goodberry. Give me another one for create food or create water.
Oh, did I disconnect
Outstanding.
again? Ah, bloody hell.
Not that I see. Nope, you're still connected.
Okay, cool.
And no issues. I'll reach out and see if I'll make a
there
post
we
on
go.
the forum, see if anybody has encountered this before.
Yeah, I
So
just got the notification host connection lost reconnected again. Only reason I was asking is I didn't see the rolls on my end.
So I will ask this for you guys. Goodberry feeds and waters 10, right?
It's like a
Goodberry
handful of
and-
berries, so
Is it
however
up
much
to
that
10?
is.
10 berries, yep.
So you're gonna have to use 1 ration.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'd rather
Yeah,
use
and I can
one
only
ration
create
than
10 gallons, so yeah.
So yeah.
1 ration used, okay.
Okay, so you guys set a watch, and I'm not gonna apply another long rest. It doesn't seem necessary because I don't think anybody's taken any damage or anything of that nature. What do you guys want to do at the end of your day? Yeah, I'm not gonna. If you guys want to do anything, you're more than welcome. You guys are in the little fungal area. Nice peaceful grove of fungusness.
Is there anything like anything of particular interest in here? Is there anything like any type of structures at all?
You can do an investigation check.
Oh, investigation. Okay.
You can always do an investigation check. It's just whether I get Then there's no nothing
Hey.
structures you can
Is
detect.
it too late to aid on that?
Well, no, you can aid him. You do your own roll or give him another one.
Sure, I'll give him another one.
Well, thank you.
There
Ah,
you
much
go.
better.
So no, you don't find any structures, unfortunately. But towards the middle of the fungal group, you find a pack of 3 gnolls. Their flesh is swollen, and it looks like they had eaten some fungus. And as you take a look, it looks like in their eating of fungus, something had swollen their tongue, and they literally suffocated on their own tongue.
Oy vey.
Yike.
Do they have anything on them?
They do not.
No weapons, no nothing? Kosjurkis, we should probably tell the group not to eat any of the local fauna, you know?
Yes, yes.
Maybe Stool can tell us what is the particularly poisonous kind here, I suppose, but...
Stool has the ability to look at some fungus and give you some information. Unfortunately for Stool, he doesn't have the same poison susceptibility from fungus that you guys do. So if you wish to consult Stool, bring him funguses, I will give you an advantage on your nature checks, but it's not an automatic. So Stool saying it's probably not poisonous and you sticking it in your mouth isn't a guarantee. But
Kosjurkis is
better.
picking some of this fungus either way.
Yeah,
Now,
and then
the issue is there's tons of different kinds of fungus all over them. You don't know which one it is that messed them up.
Right.
Would I be able to pick a sample platter of fungus?
You can pick as much fungus as you want.
Word.
Word shit.
Was there any fungus like in their mouth that we could pull out maybe as a reference point?
Just an extremely, extremely swollen tongue.
Yeah.
Got him.
Kosjurkis, it would be rather useful, don't you think, perhaps to find this poison and perhaps coat our weapons in the poison, giving us a slight edge?
Kosjurkis nods like a lot. Would I be able to use my proficiency in Alchemist's tools to find which one of these is poisonous?
It would, I will let you could add your proficiency bonus to your nature check.
Okay.
If you don't already have proficiency in that.
Alright, I'll do that.
Oh!
That'll do it. So, as you're moving around, a couple of the funguses you recognize. One, you don't need a nature check. There are 3 large zirkwood mushrooms.
Okay.
Those are pretty useful. In addition to that, give me a 2d4, please.
Alright, 1 second. There we go. I'm currently used to roll 20, so I was about to
Type it out.
roll 2d4.
How's that game going for you guys?
Oh, it's a separate game.
Right, but
Yeah.
how's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. So far we have only had one party member die due to wizards.
Gotta love wizards. So you managed to find towards the back, tucked behind a big thing of ripple bark, a amount of fungus that Sereth tells you is called a Trillimac. T-R-I. You don't need to know. I'm just telling you. Just pronunciation. Trillimac. It's about a 5-foot tall mushroom with a gray-green cap, and it's very leathery. But Sereth tells you that it's used for making clothes and stuff like that. But if you cut it, soak it in water, and then dry it, the soaking in water will pull out some of the fungal issues, and you can make he can show you. You can do that tonight, and it will result in 12 pounds of food.
Oh wow. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Taking all
2d4
of that.
plus 6. And there are about 3 water orbs floating around. They look like they've mostly been drained, but you can get about 3 gallons of water out of them.
Absolutely harvesting that.
With your check. And the other thing you find is a mushroom known as Nilhog's Nose, which is something Jim Jar tells you. It's just a small little mushroom, and he tells you that it's something that the deep gnomes use. It's just a elongated, strange-looking mushroom, and if you eat it, it's not poisonous, but it will give you advantage on perception checks that rely on smell. All perception checks, unless it's specifically. But you will, after that, it dulls your senses, and you will suffer disadvantage for the same amount of time that you received advantage.
So that's Nilhog's Nose?
It is.
Nilhog?
2 G's, but yes.
Okay. And I found 3 of those?
You did. 3 Nilhog's Nose. And you
Cool.
find one single mushroom. It is identified by the party as Devil's Mushrooms. It is a Tamask, Timmask. About a 2-foot tall toadstool with an orange cap with red stripes. Very, very, very just standout-ish. And they tell you that if you uproot it, it will expel a huge cloud of poisonous spores.
Oh boy. Not gonna touch that one. Is there a safe way to harvest it?
You can try with another nature check. You
Mm-hmm.
get your proficiency. And it has a DC. If you fail that DC by more than 5, it's going to say hello.
Is anyone willing to assist me on this?
I can give you guidance and assist you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sure.
and everybody else will take 25 steps back or whatever.
I was just about to say, yeah, I'm just gonna stay back all the way over here.
And
But
I'll
you
need-
guys, you got this. Yeah.
Yes, it's good.
What skill is it?
Nature.
You said I could add my Alchemist proficiency to it?
That is correct.
Okay, 1 second.
I mean, that is the nature of alchemy, is harvesting things.
Alright, let me just fix this. Here we go. And I have advantage and a plus d4. What could go wrong?
Oh, not
Nice.
20.
Alrighty. So you managed to harvest it and keep all of the roots separate to the point where it has not been activated, which
Oh my
is
God. I'm so good
so
at
you
this.
have a devil's mushroom.
Alright.
And I will. Did you put those on your sheet yet?
I threw in the Nilhog's Nose and the Devil's Mushroom. And for the Nilhog's Nose, I threw in a quick note, but if you have a specific item, I would appreciate that.
Well, I don't, but I was going to create one for you. So how about I just do this? You can check Nilhog's Nose now has the full definition with a natural 20. I don't see why any reason you wouldn't have all the information.
Perfect.
A little devil's mushroom, and I will give you the devil's mushroom since, although it isn't something I typically would do, since you extracted it so professionally, if you find yourself in a situation, you could use it as a projectile weapon up to 20 feet.
Wonderful.
It would be a improvised weapon at disadvantage. And that is all you managed to find.
Well, that's a pretty good find.
Sure it is, yeah.
I like how I dropped an 18,
Yeah.
so it's still like just ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I wonder, Kosjurkis, perhaps you think there is a way we could tie one of these devil mushroom roots, perhaps to like a crossbow bolt or something, to allow it to be used as a addition or something, you know.
You could throw it, but the way he extracted it's got like a clod of dirt around the roots, and that's where the spores eject from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're like tempting fate there.
This
I
is
think you
already
should try.
dangerous to have. He's dangerous.
yes, very dangerous, I know, and I like it, but okay. You say no good, I say okay.
All right, so long rest. If anybody wants to change their spells, anybody's feeling particularly spell changey. Nobody is. I'm actually, on second thought, I'm going to go ahead and actually apply a long rest because it will replenish all of your used hit dice. Because you get half of your used hit dice back on each long rest.
Thank you.
True.
You guys should all have fully replenished dice now. So as you get woken up and ready to move throughout the day, let's go with. There we go. Very nice. All right, so you guys get ready to move throughout the day, and I'm going to need the standard answers. These tunnels, like the tunnels you were just sleeping in, are covered in lichen, phosphorescent. There's no more Pharisaies. There's nothing creepily lighting your way. But you are able to see still. So you can move at a normal or fast pace if you desire.
Are we coming up upon? I guess I can ask this to Vargas. Are we coming up upon where you believe you were attacked by the gnolls?
He believes you guys have already passed it.
Oh.
Yesterday
okay.
sometime. He's not positive.
Okay, so what do we think we could send out another foraging party to get this safe? Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
He doesn't know about safe, but
well, there's never truly a safe day. That is true, but there's some days, it's good to stay together. Some days, we take the chance.
Let's say I'll go back out to forage some more.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can lead again.
All right. The two cats we go, and then we come back.
So we're just going to do the same thing like we did yesterday. We're just going to go ahead and I'll just give you advantage on the one roll.
Yeah, or you can roll. I can roll whatever you prefer.
Let's go with the advantage because you have the higher bonus than I do. I only have a +3, so.
True.
Oof.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll take that in.
you are able to absolutely gather another 5 pounds of food and 5 gallons of water.
Excellent. Spirit, we are fairly good at this, no?
I would like to hope we are.
Excellent.
Got it.
And then obviously, Tony, we're not seeing any, ruins or structures or anything else out on our path, right?
I promise to let you know.
I know.
But no, you are not.
I gotta ask once every week. Okay, I'm kidding.
All right, I will need a travel pace and a survival roll if I haven't got one yet for that.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Oh wait, no, never mind. We already have advantage. I'm still assisting anyway.
What's that?
Hooray!
I will say I've been very impressed with the survival rolls you guys have made so far. So what about the pace? How fast are we moving?
I was just thinking normal. Unless you guys want to go faster, but...
No, normal sounds good.
Yeah, normal's good.
If we go at a fast pace, we can't forage, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's why I assumed we make the rolls just in case. But you guys are really eager to make the rolls, so I let you make them before you answer me, even though you haven't answered me yet. I don't want to
Sorry.
cramp your guys' fun. So moving at a normal pace, you don't have any issues. So it seems, all in all, I mean, it seems pretty quiet. After leaving the fungal cavern, you find yourselves walking through tunnels just ringed in fungus. I mean, it's just the phosphorescent lichen on the walls instead of hard stone. It's almost like a carpet of fungus when you first walk out. And as you do travel, it becomes less and less. There's more stone and less lichen or lichen, depends on how you like to pronounce it. But it's still enough to light your way. So a short while after walking, you do start to hear these strange yiping noises from the side, but they're not normal noises that you fully expect. It's some strange, unusual noises with a almost a bass-like pulse. You can feel more than you can hear. And as you guys are traveling,
Oh shit.
it sounds like it is initially from a distance. Really big chihuahuas. Yeah, Tasha, just imagine a really big jujube. And jujube, we've learned, is a measurement. So that's like 20 jujubes. Tasha uses her dog as a system of measurement when telling how big something
So
is.
does Anthony.
So does our child. That's like 4 jujubes. So moving on, as you do, the sounds start to take on a twisted nature, and the sounds start to take on a twisted sound, almost distorted, and they start to take on these shrieks and moans for about an hour, intermixing with the yiping and growls that you've been hearing. And you guys travel for that way for about 3 hours. And towards the end, they get so loud, and they're not coming from the sides of the tunnel; they're coming from everywhere, almost like an omnipresent. And towards the end, you guys are having to cover your ears in pain, and I'm going to need an wisdom saving throw from everybody.
Oh boy. Oh hey, actually am proficient in wisdom saving throws.
Same.
Oh, except I'm not good at rolling dice.
So take your time. Tasha, grab something real quick. I have to roll for the NPCs, which there's 6 of them.
I
All right.
made a roll, but it didn't show up. There we go.
I guess we're gonna learn a lot about the frightened condition now.
Did my roll come through?
No.
It has not, sir.
Alright, I'll make it again then.
There
I
you
know
go.
you're just getting settled, Tasha. When you have a second, I'm still rolling for NPCs. Just a wisdom. There you go.
Funny thing, the second roll I made was exactly the same result as my first that I made.
Well, at least it's honest.
Yep.
So let's see. Let me get the other 3 NPCs here. And we'll saving throw. Saving throw. I could keep these up, but my screen's already clustered. All right, so let's see what we got. So we'll just go down the list. Start with Rolen, 19. You cover your ears, and the sound ends just randomly without any warning, just dead silent. And you kind of shake your head a little bit and look around. Kosjurkis.
Yep.
I need from you.
Uh-huh.
Let me slide over here. A D100, which is
Oh boy. Yeah, I
to get
got
that. Let's see.
There you go. There's a 86 for you.
An 86.
I hope
All
that's
right.
a good thing.
We
Right.
will see. Agile, I need a D100. It's a right click on the D10 if you do, no big.
Oh boy.
Alright.
See, I don't know if this is good or bad because I'm kind of used to playing games like Call of Cthulhu where the lower you roll in D100 is better.
So Ophelia, it looks like I'm going to need a D100 from you.
There you go.
It'll be a right click on the D10 and it'll have a percentile symbol next to the 2. And I have to roll 3 of those for me. Wonder if there's a way I can roll it from the sheets.
Percentile? It'd be cool, but
I think sorry, I had to pull that up. I think you can actually. Let's see. You can play Fantasy Grounds like Roll20 if you hate your life.
Why would anyone ever do that?
Man. So we'll do that. So we'll just go down the list. So Rolen, when you stand up and look around, this is what you see. You have Indomitable Spirit also standing up and looking around. Sereth and Jimjar also standing up and looking around. But in addition to that, you have Kosjurkis, who is stunned, incapacitated, frozen in place, can't move. He's like petrified, not moving at all.
On your shoulders.
ooh.
Yeah. Paralyzed, just like strapped onto my neck.
Holding onto your ears.
And that was an 86? What the hell's gonna happen to us?
Agile is standing up. He's not frozen in place in terms of like stunned, but he has a glossy blank look on his face. He has nothing behind his eyes. He's almost like he retreated into his own brain. Ophelia is the exact same. She's glossy looked, not moving.
Oh, great.
Great.
And let's see what order those are in. So we got Stool, Bupido. I'm sorry. Did I? Oh, Fargus. Missed Fargus. Fargus and Stool and Bupido. Fargus himself Bupido loses his mind and immediately begins attacking the nearest creature. He isn't very effective. It isn't to the point of I'll do some. It's not going to be a full battle, but it's one attack. He starts screaming in madness and swings his war pick at the closest creature. I will do that momentarily. And it looks like old Fargus starts screaming about oozes on the walls, and running to the center of the tunnel, huddling down. Nobody else seems to see these. And last but not least, Stool attacks Bupido. So Bupido and Stool, who happen to be standing similarly close to each other, start, in Stool's case, screeching, and Bupido's case, screaming, and they both launch a single attack at one another. Bupido with his war pick, managing to get a hit, and Stool, at the same time, with his fist in response, he manages to get a miss. Bupido diving out of the way of the punch and manages to sink his war pick into Stool.
Oh no.
Dealing 4 points of damage, but not killing him. Upon taking damage, both of them, or upon dealing damage on Bupido's part, seems to shake them from their sudden madness. And they are... Bupito begins, feels apologizing, trying to help Stool. Stool doesn't at first realize he's injured. And shortly after that, you guys start to notice the rest of them coming out. Ophelia is starting to come out at the same time Agile is, and Kosjurkis seems to be freeing himself up. Fargus starts to stand up and look around as he realizes there is no ooze on the wall. And he was presumably hallucinating. And the sound is gone suddenly. And you guys are left confused. Rolen, you're confused by what you saw happen. They're confused by a gap in their memory.
Oh, good.
Can some of us make insight checks to kind of get an idea what the heck that was?
You can.
Anybody want 8 or I got a +4?
I got a +5.
I don't like that noise.
I'll do an insight too. Why not?
I will. I'll. Wow, it's a really good roll anyway.
Yeah.
Aid me, please.
I don't
Yeah,
think
okay.
anything's gonna.
All eight Kosjurkis, yeah.
I can add a +4 just for shits and gigs.
Too late.
+2.
You got a 1.
I can add that 1 to yours or mine.
Get a 25 in
I got
insight.
25.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
So, as far as you can tell, something about the noise, I mean, it literally caused them to go mad. It broke their brain, in essence, as best you can tell.
But
Temporarily, of course. It lasted maybe 30, 60 seconds at most.
what caused the noise? Yeah.
That you cannot figure out. That is something that you just simply don't have enough information, regardless of your role, to determine.
Okay, creeped out now. Let's get the hell out of here.
Time to go.
Maybe pick up the pace, or
Yeah.
So as you move forward, you don't move forward much at all. You are rejoined by Agile, obviously. They didn't spend too long navigating. But you do find yourselves entering a long corridor. As you enter this corridor, the sounds that you had been hearing resume, and almost immediately you can hear drums picking up, as well
good.
How come I'm off to the side by my lonesome?
I always put you off to the side because I'm never sure if I'm using which of the tokens.
Fair enough.
So arrange yourselves as you choose. They're not locked. You're not in battle. You can hear things. It's echoing, but it's coming from multiple locations. So I'd like to make sure I do delineate the difference here between previously where the sound included null noises coming from everywhere, almost coming from inside of your head, as opposed to this. These are echoes coming from in the real world that you can hear. There's a difference. Okay, sorry about that snarl. That one was turned up. I had all of them set to medium volume, but apparently that one escaped me. So if you adjusted your volume, sorry about that.
Okay.
I had 5. I thought I got them all to medium volume before I turned them on. So these are actually coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
That's it.
Smoke's gonna kind of put his hand up and as if to say like hold on a sec. And then he's gonna look at Jimjar and just kind of whisper as long as Jimjar can hear me, right? Like with the noises.
Yes.
Perhaps we should go up a little bit ahead and scout and see what there is.
I'll be back 2 seconds.
Go ahead. Well, that's We got an hour left. Let's go ahead and take an actual break so people can use the restroom, get a drink.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
get some tacos,
Sounds good.
And we'll be back.
Wait, tacos?
Me and
Tacos.
Tasha, me and
Tacos.
Tasha went to a taco
Tacos.
joint. We got this
Oh.
place in Indianapolis where it's like no shit, a fucking house somebody cut and pasted out of Mexico in the middle of a Home Depot parking lot. It's like a tiny ass little house, deep in the ghetto of Indianapolis. They have the best fucking tacos.
Is it literally in the Home Depot parking lot?
Yeah, it's legit. And you have to pull into the Home Depot parking lot to get to it, and it's like the weirdest shit in the world. And the like serving room could fit 3 people comfortably, but it's so busy because the food. There's always like 15 people crammed into this little room.
That's awesome.
We went there last night and today.
Well, enjoy your tacos.
Thank you. All right, who do I have back here?
I'm back.
You're not from Canada. That's all right. I gotta find
Oh.
it anyways.
No, I'm not from Canada. Never been there. Would like to visit one day, but
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Well, when we start doing D&D in person, we'll go visit there, because we'll just take turns visiting people.
When we hit the lottery, we'll fly you guys down here.
There you go.
Well, I mean, I feel like we could all pay for ourselves and do it now. It's not going to be that expensive.
I feel like Tanner and I could probably just drive down there.
So, yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. We've driven a lot further.
We've got lots of places for you to sleep.
We do. So, I'm gonna wait for Alex to get back, but I want to tell you guys something before we resume. Alex and Tanner.
That's only a 7.5-hour drive if
I'm
I
back.
remember correctly.
Yeah, we live in a little suburb called Camby, Camby. But
I used to live out in Virginia, and I have family who lives out in Illinois. There's been more than once where, back when my family and I were still living out in Virginia, we'd make the 16-hour drive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my family's used to doing long drives like that. My dad's family's all up in northern Ontario town. That's 9 hours away, and we'd go up every other Christmas. So,
Like Kapuskasing?
like Iroquois Falls.
Oh, nice.
So it's Guelph to Iroquois Falls, man. That's a long haul.
I believe it.
Hi, Precious. How's it going, kitty?
not bad. How about you?
So,
I got him.
Walked right into that one.
So you can tell Tanner, and maybe he'll hear this. I don't know. So when people talk about Canada or America, I've always been of the opinion. I mean, our countries were founded at the basically same time. Obviously, there's different cities in Canada or in America. Just have different cultures. You go to New York City as opposed to California, as opposed to Indiana. There's different cultures, but for the most part, all of Canada, all of America, it's generally the same general, architecture and attitudes. There's going to be different cultural differences. So I've always thought of what's that?
I would agree with that, yeah.
So, when someone from Canada, when you imagine in your head, if you're from Indiana and you imagine in your head Canada, a neighborhood in Canada, it looks the exact same as ours with very subtle differences. Just like I assume people in Canada think about America, it looks different, but not really. It's basically the same. So when I sat down with my 7-year-old to read his book, he has to read a book every day. We had a book, and it was Houses of the World. And you just got a picture. This was a week or two ago. I took a picture. And it was like Africa and Germany. And so it had one for Canada. So this is the page from Canada. And it's the most, I was like, what?
I like how it's like a
It's like Alabama? Is it like the Alabama of Canada? What the fuck?
Don't get me wrong. There are certainly there's certainly places in Canada that are like that, but by and large, we do happen to live in houses just like everywhere else.
So I got what it was going for. It's trying to teach kids that the world is different. So it's got houses in Africa and houses in Egypt, but we got to Canada, and when he gets his book, I read the book to him, then he reads the book to me. I'm trying to read it with a straight face. Tasha's at the top of the stairs, and I actually have to say, I live in Canada. I live in a trailer. And Tasha's like, what?
The fuck?
I was like, what the I'm like, does that actually say trailer? He's like, there's a picture. I was like, what?
Who the fuck thinks Canadians live in fucking trailers? Who wrote this? I was like, I am taking a fucking picture and I am showing them.
We're watching too much Trailer Park Boys.
I was about to say, yeah. Somebody's a fan of Trailer Park Boys.
So
I was
one of the guys that I follow on Twitch, he streams on, every other day. This is one of those days that he is streaming. Would you mind if I took that picture and tweeted that to him just to see what his reaction would be? Okay.
It's just a standard book. I mean, it said it was printed by Penguin Press, so I mean, Penguin Press prints everything. So it's not like that's. It's just like, what? But I was like, I need to share that with them so they can put it up on their trailer wall.
Well, I can't actually hang things on my walls, right? Because they melt every couple of days. I got to rebuild them, but
you gotta do what you gotta do to make it.
Igloos are pretty warm overall, so.
Yeah, it briefly melts in the one day when it's 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is snow.
The sugar rush from the maple syrup really helps get you going too.
That's true.
It could have had something about Mounties. It could have went with chocolate syrup, but it went with trailer. It's like, what?
Wow. That's one thing I do not associate with Canada in it at all.
It's not anything I would associate with Canada, but apparently
don't get me wrong, there are trailer parks in Canada. Like, I'm sure there's like plenty of people that live in trailer parks, but yeah, that's not what I think of.
Yeah. So it just threw me off. I was like, it stopped Tasha in her tracks at the top of the stairs. Like, what the fuck?
I was like, why would they associate those two things?
Like, I can see, like,
that doesn't even make sense.
like that's the mental image the world has of like Alabama, which obviously lots of people don't, but really? Canada? That's what you went with? Okay. It's an interesting artistic choice. But that aside, I thought you would enjoy that.
Yes, thank you.
Brought a smile to my face, yeah.
Moving back into D&D, you guys look like you've arranged yourselves. So after you guys move through, you start to hear another noise joining with the yiping, a clacking noise, a strange clacking noise. And just as you guys are starting to approach, as you and Jimjar are discussing moving forward, you have a unusual appearance from the side. You have a hook horror 1, followed by hook horror 2.
Oh boy.
Burst, not like jumping out attacking you. They're in a full dash, full on sprint from the side passage. They see you. They stop for just a split second, clacking at you, not necessarily moving towards you. And I would like an insight check from anybody who wants to do one.
Oh, what's up with me in the natural 20s today?
He's got a 3.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's rough, bro.
So, yeah, 2 natural 20s. That's sufficient.
Well, mine was stealth, but yeah.
We'll take it. So, of the insights, you guys are able to, as far as you can tell, they appear to be scared. And their next action, after seeing you, is to run this way. And this tunnel is pretty small. They have to, you can hear the scraping as they start squeezing their large bodies through that small passage. And, I mean, the yiping is definitely getting louder.
Can I prepare Firebolt to cast on the first thing that comes out of that tunnel?
Yes.
Okay.
Where, they came out of this tunnel?
Yes.
Yeah. Whoops, I closed the map by accident. Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, got it.
There they are.
So, coming behind them, yiping and growling and giggling with glee are these 2 gnolls just in full pursuit. They are looking this way and that. They are waving around a spear, a longbow on their back, making that noise. And when they do, they step in. You guys, obviously, are going into combat. Since you knew they were coming, presumably, and they didn't know you were coming, let's do an initiative. We'll go in order. We'll give you guys a surprise round. I've already rolled for everybody, so...
Oh dang, I actually rolled well on initiative.
I did not.
What?
May I cast that Firebolt now?
Well, you can wait and cast it on your turn, or you can cast it now. I think you're top of the list. I just gotta actually hit the button. I can't see. Mine's covered up unless you're in battle. You are, so yes, you may.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, I'll do that. I'll go ahead and huck a Firebolt at this guy. Wow. There you go.
Do I get advantage on the attack at this because they don't know we're here?
Yes, go ahead and re-roll that attack roll, Kosjurkis. On surprise round, you get an advantage on any creature that you can, or that hasn't gone yet.
Are you serious?
You know what's better than 1-4?
Q4s.
Like a piece of wood?
And you can move too.
I think I'll stay where I'm at.
Or 2-pack?
Oh, wait. I don't want to move that far, sorry.
No! Retreat.
I'll move 5 feet that way. Is that going to be enough? We'll see. I want to get within 30 feet so I can have advantage on the attack and not be out of range.
Man, we all rolled pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So that is your final 5-foot movement. Just making sure.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good, perfect, yeah, okay. That one. Sugar plums. Alright. Then I will, go... like there. And, bonus action, try and hide. Try to just, like, push myself up against the wall, like... You see nothing!
Try to hide
I am
amidst
the
the
wall.
people.
Get him, Fergus.
So, Fergus seems to be... Let's see what his hide was. I didn't roll for him, but I knew he was getting a roll. Let's see. The Knoll passive perception is not the best. Be honest here. They're Knolls. So he is very upset, having had confrontations with these particular creatures before. He moves up. He can't move all the way up. He does have a finite amount of speed. Can he get to here? No, he can't. So he's only going to move up enough for somebody else to get up there too. And he levels his hand crossbow and fires a bolt at advantage at the front. And misses. Shushar, his issue is going to be he's going to only get 20 feet because he can't do much else. I need to... Give me 1 second. I need to delete Shushar. He has a 16 initiative. And re-add Shushar. Because I updated his sheet and it's not properly updated. The sheets are treated as separate. There we go. There we go. So now he can move through. He can't quite get all the way up there. So he can move to here. And then he can move to right here before he has to stop. Alright, Indomitable, what you got?
I will go ahead and use my full movement to move up to here. And I will go ahead and just attack this one with a quarterstaff.
Nice.
Somebody's got to get a hit around here.
And I will go ahead and use martial arts. And miss. And that does it for me.
Give me 1 second. Get Sereth moved up. He is not going to dive face first into combat, especially without his an actual weapon that's worth a damn. But he does try to cast Fairy Fire on the lead Knoll. He fails, and now attacks against him in addition to this round will automatically be given advantage. Alright, Ophelia. If you attack Knoll 13, which is the front one, you get advantage. You'll have to do it manually, though.
So, are they trying to hurt us, or they're just scared?
That's a conclusion you will have to draw or discuss with.
We're just assuming they're evil because they're ugly.
And also they're gnolls.
And
also they're gnolls.
Fargus said his party got eaten by them, right?
He did.
By these exact ones?
Maybe not these exact ones, but I mean,
We do know they were chasing after those like lovely looking hook horror things.
Right.
Very friendly creatures, those ones.
We're protecting the hook horror thingies, yeah.
They look like they have really nice hugs to give. Where'd Shoe Shark go?
I'm fixing on it. I'm gonna approve that first 10 feet. I'm not sure if you wanted to move more.
That's fine, thank you.
So if you choose to attack him, good job. Look at that. She comes out with the guiding bolt. Fuck everything about you.
Oh my god.
damn.
There we go. Took me. It wasn't what I wanted. Wasn't saving, so
Guiding Bolt is such a good spell.
it is. It is a savage ass spell. But we got Shoe Shark fixed here, and there that Knoll. All right, Rolen.
All right, I'm gonna use my bonus action to turn into a tiger.
Going with the tiger this time.
Was either that or the Cray Cat? I don't know. Cray Cat has like 13 AC and Tiger has 12, but
All right.
I said Tiger. Screw it.
Rolen the tiger, and we will squish you right in here. Get you off. We'll scoot Jim Jar up just a hair. Make room for your robust self.
I guess I'll move there, I guess. Or to a space where I fit.
For large creatures, you have to. It makes life easier to end on a cross point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. And then moving 20 feet, I can do a claw attack, and then they have to make a straight saving throw.
And that's your pounce, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'll roll. Oh, hold on. I have to click and drag. Stupid thing.
You can double click.
Lame.
So for the saving throw, you should be able to also drag. Put your mouse over it. It should have that. But they would have failed it, but unfortunately you missed.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Okay. I guess that's it for me then.
Let me read that again. I might have misunderstood. Towards a
It
creature.
says before hitting, so.
Yeah. So it's prone. And then the word knocked prone should also highlight it, but I already applied it.
Oh, so then if he's knocked prone, I get to. Oh, I already used my bonus action though, so never mind. Yeah, that's it for me then.
You only get so many bonus actions.
Yep, fair enough.
All right, Bupido, this happy fellow, finally has a weapon. I believe if it saved, it did save. So let me re-add him. Hopefully, stay the way I want it. I haven't had to change them in the middle of combat yet. Or in the middle of a game. But I don't want to deny anybody their weapons. Thankfully, I have a tad bit of experience doing this. If I can spell piercing right, it'll be done. We'll bump his armor class up to 14. Put his little happy-go-lucky self back on here. There you go. There's the Bupido. He was right here, unless I'm mistaken, correct?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Okay. getting close to Ophelia. Everybody likes the shiny girls.
It's true.
He can't actually get an attack in, but he can get close. Gem jar. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised you guys attacked.
Yeah.
You guys got a little violence in you. I like it. So Gem jar can't get close enough to do any melee damage. That'll be his 25 feet. He gets 25 more. But he can move in a manner to block them. Duel's little his wound from the fight with Bupido aside, starting the full round of combat with Kosjurkis.
Alrighty. Gonna cast that. Unless, hang on a sec, let me just.
I didn't know these things had Tasha's hideous laughter.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna use something different. I'm gonna throw acid splash at them.
A little acid splash action, huh?
Don't hit me again.
No, this is actually good. Creature must succeed in this.
I've used acid splash as a cantrip before in another game. It was a fun little
Dang it.
cantrip.
You tried.
I tried.
The sound of fighting a gnolls. It's half funny and half painful. Go ahead and make your attack if you can get close enough, Agile. I had to run downstairs real quick to grab the charger for my wireless headset.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, if the movement's okay after, I'm gonna be able to get into a spot now. The front one's knocked prone, which means I have disadvantage on range attacks. Correct?
That is correct.
I don't know if I can see the other one.
Let's see. I just sat back down. Let's target him for. Go ahead and target him. That'll give me a line.
Yeah. So then no. Yeah.
Didn't know.
Dash to here. Yeah, that's exactly where I want. What do I see down that hallway?
So you can see as far down as the tunnel goes, well, if I can unmask properly, before it turns. And it does go down to about right here before it turns.
Okay, so hallway, nothing apparently in it. Okay, and then bonus action. I'm gonna try and press myself up against the wall. I'm sure the gnolls can still see me, but anything coming up the pathway hopefully wouldn't see me as it went by.
Sounds good. All right, Fargus can't break line of sight, unfortunately, but he is going to get as close as he can and shoot. And lucky for him, he has an ally within 5 feet, so he is going to sneak attack that son of a bitch. Aiming his hand crossbow, he embeds it right into the gnoll's eye and lets out a little halfling.
Wow.
So many rogues.
We got all the
Or is that
rogues.
just a halfling feature?
The sneak attack? No, he's a rogue. He's a spy.
Okay, cool.
NPCs can't have player character levels. They have their own classes. That's why, for example...
it's not my turn yet to move.
My apologies. So that would be why... is it right there?
Extra move.
Something like that? Yeah.
That's close enough. That would be why Shushar doesn't get the extra movement that Indomitable Spirit gets. Because he is an NPC monk as opposed to
Mm.
And let me put Bupido back on here because I took him off as I was fixing that. I'll just put him here. Oh, he was on there. My mistake. And Shushar. Yeah, basically player characters are the exceptional of their class. So even standing next to a standard monk, Agile is going to be superior to Fargus or Jimjar. He has more advanced. You're the best of your class.
Ha!
So any player character is going to be better than an NPC of equal skill.
I bet you guys all thought Jimjar was better. Ha!
Well,
He has a lot more health than you.
Did you not see that image that I posted of Jimjar smoking a...
Yeah. I still think Jimjar is better.
Well, Jimjar has a little more experience. Once you're the same level as Jimjar, you will be better. But
Right.
Shushar runs up and with his large mouth takes a bite out of the gnoll. Did we lose you, Ben?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't realized that was my turn. I'll go ahead and I'll move up.
I'll unmask that for you, Rolen, without you moving down there. Just, I only unmasked so far.
No, fair enough. It's just like I can't attack the gnoll, so I was just gonna like be pacing and kind of scouting ahead.
Good idea.
To say I missed with the quarterstaff, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll use Flurry of Blows. That's that, and second strike.
Ah,
Son of a gun, come on.
I still got him for 7. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, better than nothing.
And that is all that Sereth is willing to do. He's going to do enough to be useful, but not enough to put himself at risk, especially since he can't get close enough to stab. And what he's not doing is throwing his only weapon.
I can respect that.
So the gnoll, after being hit multiple times, he turns his spear, looking between the two, and tries to stab the guy who took a bite out of him.
Uh-oh.
And he embeds the spear in Shushar's leg. And that's all he's got. Letting out a yipe.
Pew!
Ophelia, not to be outdone, you will have to move to cast that spell. I just noticed that. You're going to have to move it at least probably down in front of Stool. Not that it's overly important, but mostly for rules continuity. As you
Copy that, boss.
as you cut down the final null, it gets quiet, other than the soft echo from down the hallway of clacking. And somewhere deeper in the chambers, you hear a very soft noise that sounds like the gnolls, and still hearing very soft drum. You probably can't hear it because your sound's turned down because the gnoll fight is loud, but it is there. What do you guys want to do now?
Are we still in combat or no?
You are not.
Okay. What do these two gnolls have on them?
Ah, that is a good question. What the two gnolls have on them is each of them carries a single spear. They carry hide armor and a fully functional shield. A longbow each with 23 arrows on one and 12 arrows on the other. I will be adding all of that to the sheet. It'll just take me a second because typically they don't assume players want that gear or any gear. So it's just a simple matter of dragging it over. But you guys can.
I mean, the hide armor would be cool.
Too
I
bad
will
we don't
add
have
it
a.
here.
Too bad we don't have a fighter in the party again.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We got Pupito.
Yeah, Vito's the fighter.
Longbows are martial weapons, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I think
Okay.
all the bow types are martial, actually.
Oh, are they?
Crossbows
think
aren't.
so.
The standard bows, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
almost 100% positive he is correct.
That was just a guess, but
Alright, so I'm not rocking it then. It's okay. Anybody mind if I huck on this hide armor?
go for it.
Does anybody else want? We're at 2. Spirit, you don't want it, right?
No, armor's probably actually kind of detrimental to me as a monk.
Right.
Hide armor is something Rolen could wear.
Yeah, I was about to say I could probably take some, but I can't put it on while I'm in tiger form.
It smells fucking awful.
Oh,
So
yeah?
do I, so.
I can take a longbow just to give myself a ranged option.
Can you use a longbow? I think you can.
I'm a monk. I believe I can.
If you're curious what you can use, you can go to proficiencies on the abilities tab of your sheet.
Oh, where is my proficiencies tab anyway?
It's on the abilities
tab. Like you said. Martial arts.
And if you're ever not positive, there's always the other one. So let's see. Proficiencies,
Yeah,
weapons, simple weapons, and short swords only.
Oh, darn. No longbow for me then.
Sereth will take a longbow.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so we could shoot us in the back.
Well, no, but like,
oh god,
well,
damn
the
it.
thing is that if we have an extra pair of hands, like he's not gonna try and attack us because we'll just swarm him and chop him to pieces, right? So
Right. Okay.
it's better to give him something than
Yeah, he's got that dagger.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And now I really want to be able to get to the
I think
third
he
level.
is crazy stupid enough to attack us at some point, but, well, yeah, you're right. Even if he does, we'll deal with it.
Beast benefit pack.
Yeah.
Is it a wooden shield? Or does it have metal on it?
It is a wooden shield. It is a hide shield, technically. It's like flesh from something they've chewed on.
I can also take the shield and the club if nobody else wants that. Just for stuff.
We'll just strap it to the tiger form.
I'm updating Sereth while you guys sort that out.
Unless somebody else wants a shield, I'm fine with it. It's more just for whenever I'm in my normal form, because I'm planning on being more in my normal form for the beginning of fights, so I can heal and be more support at the beginning, and then go into tiger mode later.
Sure.
Tiger mode.
That was my plan anyways. Tiger morph, power activate.
And then Rolen was a Power Ranger.
Exactly.
And so everybody, 2 of the shields are gone. I will keep track.
I probably won't be using the club, but I'll take it just in case.
Sereth went ahead and took a longbow
Mm-hmm.
and all the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Agile's got his eye on him.
Damn straight.
Fucking watch
So
him.
do I. See,
You just don't like him because he's a drow.
This is another reason why
Friggin'
I'm like
racist.
really looking forward to reaching level 3, because one of my abilities at level 3 is the ability to punch arrows out of the air.
That's cool.
So yeah.
And here is the new, soon-to-be updated Sereth. Get him. But where do you guys want to go now? Do you guys want to head off in a certain direction?
Well, if I can maintain that stealth roll, I'd actually like to kind of make my way up the way from where the gnolls came from, just to take a look-see.
Okay.
And I'll go this way with my stealth roll as a
My
giant
stealth.
tiger.
And in case, do you want me to roll to see? So I'm being stealthy, but I'm also keeping an eye out for trap.
Passive perception is
Okay.
what I use unless you choose to use something else. By choosing
No.
to use something else,
Passive is
it
fine.
takes more. Yes, making your way downtown.
What do I see in here? Is it just like empty nothingness? Or?
It's an empty stone tunnel. This area looks like it's some type of maze-esque type of thing. So from there, for the tiger, let me draw that.
Is there any construction element to it? Like, does it look natural? Does it look like somebody like burrowed it, or?
It is not. It just looks like natural stone tunnels that were not crafted or anything like that.
Gotcha. Sneaky.
If you move, do me a favor and let me know when you're ready. I am updating something on the sheet.
Yeah. So
I know you guys are moving, so just don't know exactly.
We're at the next two. I think the cool if the group just stays chill for a moment while we scout.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
I won't be able to fit down the stall, probably, but
I'm assuming it's because you're updating stuff, Tony, but Seraph hasn't disappeared, right?
He is not, and it is because I'm updating. I have to remove him off the combat tracker, update his sheet, and then put him back on. Which is why it's taken me a little bit of time to update these, because I updated them straight while they were on the combat tracker.
I was just worried that he got a longbow and fucked off. That's all.
No. He is back.
hold on a
Sarah,
second.
I'm going to stick him right here. You can move him wherever. But he now has his longbow. Alright, so. And you guys.
I'm sorry. I'm just being stupid.
Hey, you do whatever you got to do to keep Sereth in line if that's what you think you're good enough to pull off. He said he'd be right back, right? Tanner did.
Yeah.
Okay. This next room is a large chamber, a couple stalactites, a couple stalagmites, various things like that. Nothing with any creatures. You can still hear in the distance various gnoll yipes. And I'm moving over to Rolen. When he gets back.
Tanner, did our food arrive?
Yep.
Woo!
Did you save me some of that taco, Tasha?
No, but I saved you the burrito.
You saved me my burrito.
Look, I asked you if you wanted some taco. You said not right now. So I don't know what you want.
Uh-oh.
Well, obviously he wants some taco.
That seems pretty evident.
Well, you're not getting any taco because I ate it all.
Well, there you go.
Honesty is important in a relationship. Rolen, you can squeeze through there.
Sweet.
At a reduction of double speed. So if it were
Well, that's
combat,
fine.
not.
And I poured hot sauce all over it, so you should be glad I ate it.
You pour hot sauce on.
Heartburn.
I feel like Agile and Rolen are gonna like run into each other. Be super spooked.
You're telling me, man.
I
Running
hear him.
into a tiger? That would not be fun.
Wait, what?
Not only a tiger.
Never mind, I
but a
don't
tiger
hear him.
with
He's
dark.
stealth. You don't attack the first thing you see, please.
Oh shit, tiger! Pretty sure I'd lose that fight.
Depends on if he knew you were there or you knew he was there first.
Well, I think even if I got him with a sneak attack, it would then just result in me getting mauled, but...
Knock you prone pretty fast. But I'd probably realize it's you as soon as I got that close.
Are we correct in assuming that these two tunnels connect?
It looks like they will. Oh,
yeah.
And a branch.
Here you go,
And I
boys.
am getting down.
Hey, look, a dude. I should go attack him.
So
Ah!
But he's one of your cat brothers.
It's true.
Right.
Are you striped like me?
Kind of.
And then Spirit just runs down the hall. We're trying to be all stealthy.
I'm just keeping an eye out for any any nasties that want to come up the hall.
Fair.
I'm not going very far.
hey, you guys.
That's a good reference.
I think so. There you go.
Alright. Just gonna go a little bit further. See what there's to see. Can I see in here?
I am in the process of unmasking.
Ah.
I think issue. Nothing awful, but so what I am going to do is give me 1 sec to scroll up. So that 24 and 25 was your guys' stealth, right?
Yep.
So from where you're at, Rolen the tiger, and correct me if I'm wrong, unlike the polymorph, you keep your intelligence.
I keep the three, the intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
So you can, with your path, passive perception, you are able to see. One second, I need to grab something.
Yeah, you're cutting out there. I don't know
I
what
was
you
just
said.
about to say, I wasn't sure if that was mine or not.
No, I couldn't hear him either. It's like you see, and I'm like, what the heck do I see?
There we go. Much better. So, down that way, you can see shadows moving on the wall in a very gnoll-like form, jumping up and down
Like to the north?
to the top left.
Yeah, okay.
So, let's see. You can definitely see some shadows. They're not in sight, but you can see that they are around there.
Okay.
That is a cool picture.
After that, I'll kind of like go back and I'm locked. That's not a good sign.
What?
I didn't mean to lock you.
Okay, I was about to say. I'll kind of like just give like Agile a little growl, just like, and then like kind of nod my head over to where I came from.
I'm just gonna follow the cat.
I'm thinking that we probably should go back and get the people, but if
Whatever
we're gonna
we're-
fight these gnolls,
No, I'm with
I
you.
honestly
So
can't. I
wherever you
can't
go.
communicate that. So
Yeah, no, so I'm just gonna follow you. You've indicated something to me, so you go, I go.
okay. Or I'll take you here, and then you can see if you can see what I see.
Do I
So you're
see?
gonna need to give me another stealth check to start moving up there.
Oh no.
Oh
Well,
boy.
Then again,
I'm just moving to where I was, and then I'm just kind of like nodding towards
Oh,
that.
Totally
boy.
fine. Totally fine.
It's fine. We're okay.
They're gnolls. They're not, something else.
I'm just kind of like growling, like and nodding that way. I'm trying to communicate that there's enemies that way.
All right. Do I notice there's enemies that way too, Tony?
You do.
Alright.
It would be an insight check to translate from Tiger, but you notice it.
All right.
Would
No,
he
I
have
get-
advantage because he's a Tabaxi?
You would not.
If the tiger, I mean, I think it's fair to say if the tiger guided me over here, then like I just kind of like poked my head up the hallway a little bit and saw the
I
same
mean, he
type
has
of thing.
intelligence. He can communicate.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
So with that information, yeah, heading back.
Okay.
Spirit, you should let the rest of the party know that we have found further gnolls deeper into this complex. Do we need to go through here? I guess we need to go through here, yeah?
Well,
Yes, the way towards
yeah.
the Dark Lake is towards the west.
Well, let's inform the rest of the party then. So the other boys found more gnolls off that away. Just kind of generally motioning off toward the west.
It's like a solid stone wall.
Well, further down the paths. They can direct us.
Okay.
All right.
So I think we're trying to stay pretty tight knit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so. I can lead though. I'll lead.
So
Are we gonna go fight them, or what are we planning?
good question,
So,
yeah.
like, to the south here, that this path, we are fairly confident it will lead us in the wrong direction.
Or to the hook horrors?
Yeah, yes, I do believe.
I don't think I want to deal with any of those. I mean, with the name like Cook Horror, I kind of get the feeling they're not exactly friendly.
But they were afraid of the gnolls we just took care of.
Yes, but you know.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I perhaps we do this. Perhaps we do not look for fight. I know Ophelia prefers not to fight, and I respect that. Perhaps our more stealthy members can attempt to lead the way by a good 30-foot pacing or so. And if we come across any gnolls, what we can do is the stealthy members will attempt to get to an advantageous position, and then the rest can try and also sneak by. And if they fail in such a maneuver, the stealthy members can then let the trap be spun. Yes.
Just like in Warren.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, we can also do the same thing like what we did with the spectators. We can, like you said, just try to sneak past and hope that we don't catch their attention. And, you know, if they want to join our best friends club, then, you know, so be it. And if not, we can always Take a couple more graves if need be.
In terms of like trying to sneak by Tony,
Mm-hmm.
would we do like a group check or
We
like
would.
multiple checks with an average? So then if we
Instead
have
of
like
DC,
some,
so you
Mhm.
know it's a DC for the highest passive perception, and then the party makes a check. 50% or more have to get it.
if we have like if we split the party even in a minimal way, does that affect that?
They work in 2 separate groups, so
Right.
different groups of checks.
Right. So then the question is, do we want to go together and have a higher percent chance for all of us, or do we want to split into 2 groups and?
We all live together, brother.
Okay. So let's all roll them up. Fuck.
Absolutely destroyed.
Well, should we roll initiative now, or?
I'm stealthy enough for everyone.
So I will go down.
Don't worry, we have the rest of the NPCs to even us out.
Do you?
Right.
Do
That's
you?
one way. That's one way to look at it. I need to pull up that song and put it in the sound profiles for the best friend. Talking about my best friend. I mean, look on the upside. At least you got a lot of rogues.
Yeah, we're almost entirely rogues.
All right.
I'm no rogue, but I am planning on being a shadow monk. I guess that's kind of similar.
So what do we got here as far as checks?
Not
So
good.
You have 11, so you're going to need 6 or more to pass. Jim Jar passed. Let's see.
I'm gonna assume that I passed.
4. Jim Jar
Same.
passed. So you guys managed to sneak by. I'm not going to do the rest of the checks because 6 people succeeded so far, 2 failed.
Nice.
Now,
And
the
my
gnolls
back is
are
still strong from
yiping
carrying
and
though.
squawking and making a shit ton of noise over there.
So we're going up this path and
Kosjurkis'
sneaking.
back's hurting.
My back's hurting because I'm carrying y'all.
Oh.
What? I carried
Oh.
you. I carried you forever, man.
Should we try down here first? If we
Sure.
know that they're down the main path there, should we try the alternate?
I
or?
sent you guys that picture of a hook whore.
Yep.
You didn't, but
That's what
That's
they look like. I
pretty
believe
ugly.
most of you know, but
I don't like the whiskers.
you know, they don't like you.
I'll take a
Makes
look and
sense.
see.
All right. I'm just arranging something real quick. And you take a peek through as you guys move all your tokens. And it goes through and it's another split.
Yeah.
All right, where do we want to go?
Do we notice more noise from the gnolls through this way, or in comparison to the alternate
to
way?
be honest, they're extremely obnoxiously loud.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going for it.
Y'all alright?
YOLO.
If there's gnolls, is that anywhere near the surface?
No, gnolls are absolutely an Underdark species.
Alright, just figured I should check.
It's a good thing to check, you know. Fergus did disappear, but I need to put him back on the sheet.
Come back, Fargus.
I feel like Kosjurkis will not have a good time when he sees the sky for the first time ever.
This is some bullshit. Alright. So I'll do the south first just because I've already started on it.
Y'all ain't got no rocks above you? What the fuck?
What is this shit? What's that blue rock in the sky?
So goddamn bright up here, what the fuck?
All right, so this one extends as far as you can see until it curves, but you can easily see from right there that there are two tunnels. I mean, another tunnel off to the left.
All right, we're taking the lower one.
All right. So give me an additional stealth check.
Damn it.
You got this, kid. There you go.
Oh, I've been rolling nothing but good this game.
That's how you do it.
Do you want one from each of us?
Just who is in that doorway right there.
Oh, well.
So it's me.
Just the kitty. So
Kitty.
let me reveal these enemies. Need to be back on the right one. Where is he? There we go. Go. 3 gnolls, and I'm going to give you a quick description of the room. And your stealth check is actually sufficient. Lucky for you.
Yay.
So it looks like the gnolls got a little camp here. It looks like they're guarding, trying to block possibly something from escaping. They got a little fire pit in the middle. But they thus far have not detected.
All right, I'll just kind of like put my hair on end so everyone kind of knows that there's like enemies that way.
And I think we're going to wait till next game to decide how you guys handle this.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
All right.
Sounds good. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, good session, everybody. Good game.
See ya.
Mhm.
See you later.
Take
See
care,
ya.
everyone.